Hi, boys and girls. As I'm reading this story to you today, I want you to think about the author's purpose. Did the author write this story to entertain us, to inform us, or to persuade us? This book is called Roald Dahl, and at the bottom it says Author Biographies. Roald Dahl by Charlotte Gillian. And notice there's a table of contents in here, so I can look at this to see what I'm going to be learning about. It also tells me that there's some bold print in there and a glossary. Who was Roald Dahl? Roald Dahl was a writer. He wrote stories for children and adults. Roald Dahl and his books are famous all over the world. Some of his most famous books for children are Fantastic Mr. Fox and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Where did he grow up? Roald Dahl was born in 1916. He grew up in the city of Cardiff in Wales in the United Kingdom. Roald's mother told him stories when he was a child. Roald wrote a diary and hid it in a tree that only he could climb. What did he do before he was a writer? When Roald left school, he traveled and worked in Africa. When World War II started, he joined the Air Force and became a pilot. Unfortunately, his plane crashed and he was injured. Later, he left the Air Force and went to work in the United States. How did he start writing books? In the United States, Roald wrote for a newspaper. He wrote about his plane crash in Africa. In 1943, Roald wrote a picture book for children called The Gremlins. After that, he went on to write spooky stories for adults instead. What books did he write? When Roald had children, he started writing children's stories again. He started by writing James and the Giant Peach. His next book was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. His other books include Fantastic Mr. Fox, the BFG, the Twits, and Matilda. What did he write about? Roald often wrote about brave children who do the right thing. There are horrible or silly adults in many of his books. In Matilda, Roald wrote about a magical little girl with nasty parents. Lots of his stories are funny, and they can be scary or wild. Who drew the pictures in Roald Dahl's books? Quentin Blake drew the pictures for many of Roald Dahl's books. His illustrations are as famous as Roald Dahl's stories. Quentin Blake's pictures are scribbly and funny. He draws the outline with a pen and ink, then adds color with a watercolor paint. Roald liked to grow orchids and other beautiful flowers. He also bought paintings by famous artists. He loved to eat chocolate and collected the shiny wrappers. He also visited sick children in the hospital. Why is he famous today? Millions of children read and love Roald Dahl books today. People have made many movies, plays, and cartoons about his books. Roald Dahl's characters are on many toys and games. There are museums where you can find out more about Roald Dahl and his books. And in the back, I see a timeline of Roald Dahl's life and work. So again, you can see when he was born, you see some words in bold print. And then there is a glossary at the back where we have pictures, more bold print, and we have definitions of words. And then at the very, very back, it also can tell you where to find more about him. It even includes some websites, and we have an index where in alphabetical order we have some terms and page numbers where we can find them in our book. So boys and girls, what do you think? Was this book written to inform you, to entertain you, or to persuade you?